Welcome, creatives. It is Sunday and we are entering week three. Week three, we are focusing on continuing blocking in and adding additional layers. So, my goal, because I know I'm not going to finish this painting by the end of the month, but my goal is to get it at least 80% blocked in with the leaves and the flowers and all that stuff. So, what I want to accomplish this week is I want to finish the blocking in of the leaves and some of the flowers, and then go back in and do another layer in the face and the arms and the body. The face is starting to get wonky, and I have to be honest with you. I am starting to feel my inner critic is starting to set in, and it's starting to critique or I'm going through that those ups and downs. I'm going through that feeling of I can't stand anything. That's what I'm going through right now, and it happens. And one of the things I've been really working on, and I talk about this all the time, is yes, I go through these little ebbs and flows, these ups and downs. It's like my creative practice is like this up and down roller coaster. And one of the things I've been really working on is how do I deal with that? How do I recognize when I am feeling in this low, and how do I get myself back up the hill to feel, so that I'm not sitting in this little valley kind of upset with my work. Because in the past, I'd start and I'd feel really good and I'd go through these ups and downs, and then I'd get to a point in my work where I've got into this little kind of rut and I can't get out of it. I'm stuck in the ditch. And that painting ends up kind of leaving my easel and I start something new. And it happens over and over again. And all of a sudden, I look in my closet and I've got a lot of these unfinished paintings that got stuck in a rut. So I've been really working hard on that not happening. And I've been really working hard on coming to terms with the ebbs and flows of my creative practice and learning how to deal with it and learning how to get through it. So some of the strategies that I have been incorporating in my practice is slowing down. I don't have to see the finish line during the beginning or even middle of the painting. Finish line can come, I don't need to, even though I have in my head a vision. I need to understand that it takes time to build up to that vision. And you may not be in that final state. It may take a while to get to that final state. So I've slowed myself down. I've come to the realization that yes, I can have in my mind what I want, but that will happen. I can't start making 1, 2, 3 brushstrokes and think that I'm finished, and then be unhappy because that it's not where it needs to be at that moment in time, that I need to continue to work through it. I need to massage it. I need to play with it a little bit more to get it to where it needs to be. So I've come to terms. I've slowed down. And I found that this has really been helpful, is when I am faced like this painting. This painting has everything I don't want to say I hate, but all the things that make me uncomfortable as an artist: hands, arms, body, leaves, flowers, all the things that make me uncomfortable in painting. One, because I lose patience. I want it finished. I see the finished, but I'm not putting in the work to get there. And so right now, I'm going through this kind of feeling of, oh my God, this painting, I've got all these things. I got these leaves, I got flowers. Ah. So I have found that when I am faced with stress or feelings that, my inner critic starts saying, like, things that I don't want to hear, I slow down And I break things down into manageable, I'll even break the painting down into tiny sections. And maybe I have just one small little focus. Today I'm going to sit at my easel and I'm going to work on the thumb, or I'm going to work on the fingernail, or I'm just going to work on that little patch of grass there, or maybe that petal in the flower. And I set small goals, and I try not to look at the larger picture, and I just kind of focus on the small areas, and those are my little wins, and I get that completed, and then I can move on to the next petal, or the next fingernail, or the next finger, or the next leaf, or so forth. So that's how I've been kind of focusing on this. Another thing has been really, really helpful is my palette being organized. Now, my palette that I'm using for my grass and leaves and flowers is chaotic. But sometimes I like my palette to be like this, especially when I'm painting leaves and flowers, just because I love the intuitiveness of it. So just for the block-in phase, I'm going to be a little bit loose with my palette, but when I go back in and do another layer in the body and the face and the arms and so forth, I will return to my more organized palette. All right. So Sunday today, I am blocking in the other hand and arm and starting to block in the background. Tomorrow I will continue. I want to get some more leaves and flowers blocked in, and maybe return and do another layer in the leaf area. And then later on, I'm going to return and start focusing on doing another layer of the face and the body and so forth. So that's my week. Those are my goals that I want to accomplish. And then the last week, I'll just continue adding additional layers, and we'll see how far we can get. I'm happy with where I am, but because of all these little elements that stress me out, um, the inner critic is giving me a hard time. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to slow it down. I'm just going to focus, and talking through it will definitely help me. So let's get started with week 3. Happy Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow.